There are some amazing traditional methods that have been around for thousands of years that can help maintain our memory and keep us sharp as we age. In this video, I'm going to share 3 different examples of how people in various parts of the world have used time-tested techniques to maintain their cognitive vitality. And what's most interesting is that these methods align with what modern science considers the key factors in keeping our brains healthy and robust. I'll also share stories of how regular people just like you are using these techniques today and the difference it's making in their lives. Number 1. The ancient Greek art of mnemonics. In ancient Greece, long before the days of sticky notes and digital reminders, people had developed sophisticated mnemonic devices to help them remember things. Mnemonics comes from the Greek word mnemosini, which means memory. It's a technique to remember information by encoding it in such a way that it's easier to recall later on. You may have heard of the method of loci, or the memory palace, where you imagine placing items you want to remember in specific locations in a familiar place like your home. The Greeks weren't just using these techniques to remember shopping lists or appointments. They were using them to memorize entire speeches and philosophical treatises. The Roman philosopher Cicero, who was famous for his public speaking skills, attributed much of his success to the use of mnemonics. He said, "I endeavored to discover and apply to practice those aids which are afforded by the peculiar structure of the mind itself, and I never appear in public without having previously committed to memory the exordium and conclusion of my speech." Mnemonics isn't just a thing of the past. It's still being used by people today to enhance their memory and cognitive abilities. One example is a young woman named Sarah who wanted to improve her memory after struggling to remember names and faces at work. She started using the link method, a type of mnemonic device that helps you remember by creating vivid and memorable associations between new information and existing memories. With practice, she found herself remembering more easily and feeling more confident in social situations. Mnemonics isn't just useful for remembering words, names, and numbers. It can be applied to all kinds of information and has been shown to improve cognitive performance in a variety of ways. A study published in the Journal of Applied Psychology found that people who used mnemonics were able to remember more information and solve problems more efficiently than those who did none. Another study published in the same journal found that mnemonics could improve the memory of people with mild cognitive impairments. If you're interested in learning more about mnemonics and how to use them to improve your cognitive abilities, there are many resources available online and in libraries. You can start by learning basic techniques like the method of loci or the link method, and then experiment to find what works best for you. Number 2. The Japanese practice of Shinrin-yoku. Shinrin-yoku, also known as forest bathing, is a traditional Japanese practice that involves spending time in nature to promote healing and relaxation. The term Shinrin-yoku was coined in the 1980s by the physician and environmentalist Ching Li, who believed that spending time in forests could help reduce stress, boost the immune system, and improve overall health. This practice has roots in the ancient Japanese philosophy of wabi-sabi, which finds beauty in simplicity, imperfection, and the natural world. The concept of Shinrin-yoku aligns with the broader Japanese cultural emphasis on harmony with nature, which is reflected in art forms like traditional landscape gardening and the tea ceremony. Shinrin-yoku isn't just a passive activity like taking a walk in the park. It's a mindful practice that involves engaging all of your senses to connect with the forest environment. You might take in the scent of pine needles and damp earth, feel the sun on your skin, listen to the birds singing, and even taste the fresh air. It's not about the distance you cover or the number of steps you take, but rather the quality of your connection with the natural world. Today, Shinrin-yoku is gaining popularity worldwide as more people become aware of its potential benefits. Studies have shown that spending time in nature can reduce levels of the stress hormone cortisol, lower blood pressure, and boost the immune system. One woman named Maria from New York City has been practicing Shinrin-yoku regularly in the nearby Central Park. She says, It's so easy to get caught up in the hustle and bustle of the city and feel overwhelmed. But when I take the time to go to the park and just be present in the moment, it really helps me to relax and recharge. 3. The Aboriginal Australian tradition of storytelling. Storytelling is an ancient tradition that has been part of human culture for thousands of years. For the Aboriginal Australians, storytelling is more than just a form of entertainment. It's a way of preserving cultural knowledge, history, and values that have been passed down from generation to generation. The Aboriginal people have a rich oral tradition that uses stories to teach important lessons about the world and how to live in harmony with it. These stories often feature ancestral beings who embody important values and serve as role models for young people. The tradition of storytelling has been kept alive by elders who have a deep understanding of the cultural significance of stories and the responsibility to pass them on to younger generations. In recent years, there has been a growing interest in the cognitive benefits of storytelling. Research has shown that storytelling can help improve memory, attention, and language skills. The act of listening to and remembering stories can help exercise our brains and keep them sharp as we age. One Aboriginal elder from the Warndu community in Australia has been sharing stories with her grandchildren for generations. She says, "Stories are an important part of our culture, and they teach us about our history, our values, and how to live in harmony with the land. I love sharing stories with my grandchildren because it's a way to connect with them and pass on our culture." If you're interested in learning more about Aboriginal storytelling, there are many resources available online and in libraries. You can start by reading books or watching documentaries about Aboriginal culture and history, and then look for opportunities to attend storytelling events or workshops. You can also try telling stories yourself and see how it makes you feel connected to your own cultural heritage and the people around you. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about how to keep your mind sharp as you age, check out the next one. Remember, it's never too early or too late to start taking care of your brain and cognitive abilities. Give these techniques a try and see how they can make a difference in your life. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you found this video helpful. Until next time, happy brain training.